Welcome everyone to the 2024 Stockton State of the City Address. My name is Tim Quinn. I'm the CEO of the Greater Stockton Chamber of Commerce, and I want to be the first to welcome you here. Thank you for coming out to help celebrate Stockton and to help inspire you, hopefully, to go out in the community and make a difference. All right, if everyone could please stop their conversation so we can get this moving. If everyone can please stop their conversations. Shh. There we go. Awesome. All right. Well, welcome again to the 2024 Stockton State of the City. I'm Tim Quinn, CEO of the Greater Stockton Chamber of Commerce. Really happy to be here today at the beautiful Port of Stockton. I want to give a big thank you to the Port Commissioners and the Port Director for hosting us again this year. And we really want to give a big shout out to the Port staff who worked tirelessly to get this shed ready and get everything and the parking and everything ready for us today so we can have a great event. So I really appreciate you guys. Let's hear it for the Port staff. I also want to give a great shout out to the Stockton Chamber staff. We got one of the best staff in Chamberlands here. So all the Chamber staff, stand up and wave. They were back at the booth, now they're probably around. Thank you guys for all your hard work in making this happen. All right, with that, I would like to introduce our Stockton Chamber President for 2023-24, Scott Graffius. Come on up, Scott.
Hello and welcome to the 2024 State of Stockton. I didn't trip, so this is gonna go very well now. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna invite Deacon Fidel Carrillo to the podium to give the invocation.
Good morning, everyone. So if we can just, as we begin our prayer, let's keep a little bit of silence. We ask, as we gather here today, we call upon the grace and the mercy of our triune God. God the Father, we ask you to give us the strength to protect and to provide for those vulnerable in our community. Lord Jesus, please be with us as we ask for the courage to encounter those in our community who search for your loving presence in their daily life. Holy Spirit, fill us with the grace of your presence to be open to your divine prudence, wisdom, and understanding, to discern the will of the Father in order to become a city that is led by faith, hope, and love, to serve all of God's people, those within and outside of its boundaries. In this we pray. Amen.
Joining us on stage to present the flags, including their veterans organizations, are Commander Michael Emerson from the Marine Corps and Steve Spatola from the Army, both representing their disabled American veterans. And Andrew Whitehead from the Navy is representing AMVETS. He may not be here. Thank you very much. The pledge will be recited today by two students from John R. Williams, Jeffrey Johnson and Amina Hayes.
We will start the pledge in Spanish, then in English. Yo prometo lealtad a la bandera de los Estados Unidos de América y a la república que representa una nación bajo Dios, indivisible, con libertad y justicia para todos. Now in English. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you for leading our pledge. The national anthem will be performed by Western Ranch High School student Zitlali Hernandez.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regulate the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Thank you for that amazing rendition of the national anthem. Thank you to our veterans groups for being here with us today and for your bravery and service to our country. Thank you also to our interpreters today. From NorCal Services for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing, we have Marlo Wilson and Gussie Chen. Lunch today will be served through 7 buffet lines. There are letters on every table, and what you're going to do is find the corresponding letter for the buffet line. So A is over there, I know F is over there, and I don't know where anything else is. Now is the time to go and eat and enjoy yourself. We'll be back in about 40 minutes. So we have a lot of exciting things going on, from our fantastic annual events and our monthly mixers to our award-winning programs. We have something for everyone. If you're into sustainability, we have our award-winning Green Team San Joaquin program. If you want to get involved into the preparedness with Stockton Unified High School students for the workforce and secondary education, we have our Business Education Alliance, and yesterday we had a breakfast symposium, and basically high school students run that breakfast symposium, and they just do a fantastic job. If you want to learn more about the community and how you can make a difference, we have our Leadership Stockton program. I was sitting next to somebody that went through that program. It's fantastic. Applications for the 24 and 25 class are open. And we have the newest program that is just starting that we're very proud of, and we know it's going to make a big difference in Stockton and the surrounding community. Stockton takes action against retail theft. It's called START. This public-private partnership, thank you. This public and private partnership will help with some proactive solutions to this nationwide problem. And to learn more about, and so it's about the retail theft problem, I'm sorry. So we want to make sure that we can do something about that and make a difference in the lives of these small businesses, large businesses, anybody that has been affected by retail theft. To learn more about any of the Chamber events or programs, you can visit stocktonchamber.org or stop by the Chamber booth in the back to speak to one of our staff members. I could go on and on, I really could, about all the great things the Chamber does, but we have a lot to get to. Now it's time to learn about all the great things going on at the Port of Stockton. By the way, did anybody know, I don't know if that's in anybody's presentation, but the flags that are hanging on the ceiling, those are evidently all the countries that the port does business with, the Port of Stockton. So to hear about the port, we're going to welcome Port Commissioner Chairman William Teresa.
Hi, everyone. I have a really nice 5-minute speech for you, but I'm going to deviate at the onset. My whole career, I was always fascinated and interested in the port, and I decided I would retire and then apply to be a port commissioner, and I did it, and it was a good move because I now have the freedom to participate in what we do here. That's my ad lib. All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Port of Stockton. First, I'd like to thank the Chamber and all the staff for the hard work they have put in delivering this great event. I'd also like to acknowledge port staff as well as my fellow port commissioners here today, which includes David Atwater and Margaret Stevens. It is truly an honor to serve on the commission, and along with my fellow commissioners and port staff, we will keep our steadfast commitment to environmental progress, innovation, job creation, economic development, and the well-being of our community. The port continues to thrive each year, and this past year was no different. While cargo movement was slightly down from the previous year, we're working hard to diversify our portfolio in order to withstand cargo fluctuations. You all read the news, right? Our cargo throughput for 2023 was 4.3 million metric tons. We received 239 vessel calls and 29 barge calls supporting renewable fuel. These movements show substantial increases, and we have retained our position as California's 4th busiest port. We see renewable fuels as one of the largest growth sectors moving forward for the port. One major project that we recently approved is a $100 million distribution center with Home Depot that will create over 500 living wage direct, indirect, and construction jobs for the community. Now, I will tell you, my first meeting 5 years ago, that was an agenda item. We approved it like 3 months ago. It's a tedious process to get big projects done, but it gets done. We have also been working diligently on infrastructure projects, including new bridges, grade separations between key rail and road interfaces, dredging, and dock improvements and road widening projects with the focus on rail improvements. We want to keep cargo moving efficiently through the Port of Stockton. While moving cargo is at the core of what we do, we also want to ensure that we are doing our part to reduce impacts on communities adjacent to our port. The port is engaged in Assembly Bill 617 process to identify and implement emission reduction measures for South Stockton. In the past few years, we have developed a port outreach committee that is committed to collaborating with the community to work on common goals, including emissions reductions. One of the key components of that committee is the development of a clean air plan that focuses on the way the port can reduce emissions from vessels, hovercraft, locomotives, trucks, and cargo handling equipment. Our staff has been working on developing an electric vehicle blueprint in collaboration with the California Energy Commission that provides a roadmap for greening our fleets further and is also a guide for other ports and municipalities to follow. I want to take a second to give Jeff Wingfield a big hand on this. He manages that whole environmental and community and government relations. Does a great job. Our team is hard at work replacing some of the older diesel-powered equipment with clean zero-emission technology that moves goods while reducing pollution. Overall, approximately 60% of our equipment is zero emissions, and we're not done yet. We have two of our zero-emission units on display here, two 36,000-pound forklifts that efficiently move cargo without generating harmful emissions or making much noise either. These pieces of equipment represent more than 40 others that we have. We will continue to support our customers and serve as an economic driver in the region by creating thousands of jobs, generating $78 million in state and local taxes, providing over $630 million in personal income and local consumption, and supporting $1.6 billion in regional impact, all while operating as a self-sustaining entity. Today, we support over 10,000 jobs, and we're in the top 4 job providers in the region. Big things are on the horizon for the Port of Stockton, and one of the most exciting projects that we have seen in our 90-year history is a soda ash export facility, which has the potential to more than double our overall cargo throughput. This project has an executed lease, all of the required environmental permits, and we hope to break ground in the very near future. Thank you very much for coming out to the Port of Stockton today, and now I'd like to direct your attention to a short video which highlights the momentous project I just mentioned, the soda ash project. Thank you.
Introducing Stockton Soda, a new state-of-the-art export facility that will be built for soda ash at the Port of Stockton, California. The terminal receives 193 car unit trains of soda ash from production facilities in Green River, Wyoming. The facility will feature an innovative rail loop and rail car discharge system. Trains travel through the building when unloading, where each hopper gate opens automatically. The dump pit will have 2 rail car openers, and as the train moves ahead, the cargo empties into the pit onto a single conveyor, climbing up and out of the ground to the first transfer tower. The material travels via a completely contained conveyor system to a storage building, capable of storing 135,000 metric tons of product. Soda ash is stacked in a storage building via an automated stacker reclaimer system. The reclaimer system stacks the product by pulling material up the pile, automatically adjusting the height and optimizing the pile before traversing. Once the ocean-going vessels arrive, the product will travel via another conveyor to a dual shiploader system. Reclaimed product is elevated to the proper height and conveyed to shiploaders in the enclosed conveyor. The shiploaders can operate in parallel or in series, depending on the vessel's capability. While the vessel remains still, the shiploader boom can move to reach all hatches without vessel shifting. A wide range of vessel sizes will berth and load the product. The product cascades down a chute enclosed with a fabric shroud and into the hold of the vessel where it is evenly distributed. The project starts at 5 million metric tons per year, with dedicated berth and option for possible second berth downstream. The terminal's strategic location offers efficient Union Pacific Railroad access from Green River and other UP origins, optimizing rail and freight rates. Stockton Soda's export terminal will double the current annual export tonnage of the Port of Stockton, meeting the global demand for a domestically produced, naturally occurring product.
Thank you again to the Port of Stockton for helping to make this a successful day and event. And now for our main reason we are here today, to hear from the Mayor of Stockton. So without further ado, please welcome Mayor of the great city of Stockton, Kevin J. Lincoln.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. How are we doing? Are we sleeping now that we have some food in our bellies, or are you still with me? Awesome. Give yourselves all a hand real quick. First and foremost, I want to thank God for this tremendous opportunity that I've been given over the last 4 years to lead our amazing city, the city of Stockton, California, California's 11th largest city. And I want to thank him also for blessing me with such an amazing family. My wife, my 2 kids, my mother, my father, my brother-in-law, my sister. Many don't understand that the work of an elected official is not one to be taken lightly. And we're not the only ones that step up to serve our community. Every single one of our family members join this journey alongside of us, making the sacrifice to work towards a better future for those that we've been elected to serve. And what I want to make perfectly clear to everybody in this room today is the simple fact that not one of these accomplishments that I'm going to share with you as your mayor today in the State of the City speech has been accomplished and achieved by one individual alone. It's been done, the work's been done by a collective body of elected officials, city management, and city staff for the city of Stockton. And if you are one of our council members serving our great city of the city of Stockton, our city manager, Harry Black, our city staff, if you're in the building right now, I'd like for you to stand and be recognized. Before you sit down, to each and every one of you, it has been a distinct honor and it has been a distinct pleasure to serve you as your mayor of our beautiful city and to also serve alongside of you. So thank you. I honor the work that you do and the representation that you have for each and every one of your council districts. God bless each and every one of you and your family. You may be seated. Thank you. Over the last 3 years, we've established a clearly defined vision for the city of Stockton. And that vision is that Stockton will become the best city in America to live, raise a family, and to grow a business. Every decision that we've made, every policy that we've implemented, every goal that we've set has been through the lens of fulfilling the vision for the city of Stockton. See, Stockton is a place that each and every one of us are proud to call home. We're a city of workers, educators, business owners, and multi-generational families. We are the most diverse city in the United States of America. We represent dozens of ethnic backgrounds, languages, cultures. Stockton is where our people are, and Stocktonians are built different. Stocktonians show up, we stand up, and we speak up for the city that we love. Our residents channel the power of their voices. We are breaking down walls of division and building bridges of trust all throughout this community, giving new meaning to the words public, private, and nonprofit partnerships. We are growing, we are building, and we are one Stockton. I want to be clear again. The progress our city has made is the direct results of not only our city leadership and our elected officials, but is a direct result of every single one of you in this building today. Because you are our partners, and we are all working together with one common goal, and that is to improve the quality of life for all Stocktonians. When it comes to addressing homelessness and housing needs in Stockton, it involves families moving from life on the streets into housing, employment, and healing from addiction. When we cut a ribbon, we're not just celebrating a construction accomplishment, but an opportunity for a new life and for a new beginning for families. Our investments in housing and services for the homeless are about healing trauma and ending generational poverty for people in our city. I'm reminded of a gentleman by the name of Frank Rayfield. Frank grew up in a broken home, splitting his childhood between households. Like many of us, he carried disappointment, anger, and frustration as a child, struggling to deal with the pains in his life. The shift for Frank took place when at 12 years old, his father offered him his first line of cocaine as an energy boost to finish his chores. That single moment began a lifelong journey of addiction, aggression, and crime. You see, Frank spent 20 of his 44 years in prison. Upon discharge from prison, Frank was at an incredible low, still addicted to drugs and feeling unwanted and unloved. Ending up in a hotel room with a pistol to his head, Frank was planning to end his life. He made the decision to call his sister, and by the grace of God, she showed up to save him. She took him to the Gospel Center Rescue Mission, where Frank began his journey toward recovery. You see, during this time at the mission, Frank overcame his addiction. He was baptized and graduated the New Life program. Frank has been the maintenance engineer at Inertia Engineering for the past 3 years. He owns a car, he has insurance, and he could pay his bills. Frank tells his friends and coworkers, the mission introduced me to God. They taught me to believe in myself and gave me lessons on how to live a new life in Christ and to love myself. God replaced my love for drugs with a love for people. In the past year, 85 people graduated from the New Life program at the Gospel Center Rescue Mission, leaving a life of homelessness, addiction, and bondage to a life of freedom and opportunity. Graduates are not just receiving shelter, but are gaining employment, education, and workforce development opportunities. Together, we are bringing hope and healing to our city. Over the past 4 years, we have significantly invested in expanding Stockton's homeless shelters and housing and services. We have built 10 emergency shelter projects, 9 supportive housing projects, and 4 affordable housing projects. At the completion of these projects, we will have added 738 shelter beds and 862 housing units for individuals and families. In the past year, we've broken ground on the brand new Pathfinders Campus project and began construction on our first homeless navigation center, together totaling 588 units of homeless housing with wraparound services coming available this year. Last year, we issued 610 building permits and 53 low-income accessory dwelling units. And we opened Sonora Square, providing 37 behavioral health housing units for homeless individuals and for families. Our homeless outreach team, yeah, you could clap to that. Our homeless outreach team spends valuable time throughout our city, providing resources for our residents. Our mobile crisis response program, in partnership with the Community Medical Centers of Stockton, has served over 6,000 people experiencing some sort of behavioral health challenge throughout our community just this past year. You see, reducing homelessness in Stockton is about taking actionable steps to address the root cause and improve the quality of life for all Stocktonians. We have not wavered in our focus to decrease crime throughout our city. In 2023, we saw a 1.2% decrease in violent crime. We saw an 8% decrease year over year in homicides. And we have removed and taken 963 firearms off the streets of Stockton, California. We are committed to ensuring our public safety departments have the tools and the resources that they need to protect and serve our beautiful community. We've invested over $12 million in recruitment and retention efforts by restructuring the Measure A sales tax to better serve our Stockton police officers and the community for the next 10 years. Let me be clear. A culture of lawlessness in the city of Stockton, California will not be tolerated. In 2023, Stockton PD conducted 11 multi-agency street sideshow missions including 1,214 traffic stops, 83 arrests, and 116 vehicles towed. With the rise in retail theft throughout our state, I've joined leaders throughout our city and county to actively advocate for amendments to Proposition 47 to ensure our retailers, our business owners, and residents no longer fall victim to retail crimes. Our Stockton Fire Department is truly second to none. Last year, our department received 51,638 calls for service. In 2023, we reopened Fire Station 1, and we are officially restoring services and reopening Fire Station 7, the last fire station closed due to bankruptcy. In addition, we're restoring our commitment to the services to the city of Stockton. In addition, we launched six brand new fire trucks into service, providing our firefighters with equipment that they need to save lives. But in Stockton, we take a two-pronged approach to violence intervention and prevention. Number one, through the enforcement of laws and holding those accountable for committing crime. And number two, by truly addressing the social determinants of health in our city. You see, our Office of Violence Prevention intentionally and strategically works with community partners to reduce gun and gang violence in Stockton using a ceasefire and peacekeeper model. The strategic focus on reaching the youth and young adults who are at the highest risk of gang involvement and serious gun-related violence. You see, these young people and young adults that I'm talking about are some of the most dangerous offenders and oftentimes victims themselves. These partner-based violence reduction strategies include violence intervention, mentorship, educational training, and providing positive alternatives for a healthier and nonviolent lifestyle. See, there's a story of a young man who's actually here today. I'm gonna have his name remain silent right now and not mention it just for his privacy, but I want each and every one of you to know that he's here. And before I share his story, I feel a personal connection to this young man, because this place that this young man has found himself in was the same place that my own father found himself in this city. And I want to encourage this young man, and I want to tell you that I'm proud of you and that you're making the right decisions and you're doing the right things, because one day your son or your daughter could be the mayor of this city, a city council member of this city, a future leader of this city, and know that the work you're doing and the sacrifices that you're making moving forward are not in vain. So before I share his story, please give him a round of applause. This young man was once tangled in the web of violence and incarceration, and now stands as a beacon of hope within our city. Despite facing gunfire and imprisonment in his youth, he dared to dream of a better life. Through strategic life planning and an unwavering determination, he has surpassed every obstacle that has come his way. As he worked with our Office of Violence Prevention, he embraced cognitive behavioral training, earning his high school diploma and securing his driver's license. Today, he inspires others as a mentor with AmeriCorps' California Justice Leaders and collaborates with peacekeepers at City Hall. His transformation is a testament to the power of resilience and redemption. Let his story remind us that our past does not dictate our future. We can all forge a path of peace and service, transforming our communities one life at a time. See, every Stockton resident values the well-being of our community and access to family-friendly activities. We work hard every day to ensure that businesses, families, and community-based organizations in the city of Stockton can truly thrive. 1 in 20 jobs are generated through nonprofit organizations. And over 2,000 nonprofit organizations serve the greatest needs in our city and our county, often with minimal funding and doing it with a volunteer staff. See, we're doing our part to empower our nonprofits through Stockton's Nonprofit Capacity Building Program. To date, 37 local nonprofits have participated in the program, gaining expert knowledge on grant writing, team building, and creating a business plan. Through this program, we're giving our nonprofit organizations the support they need to be self-sustaining in their service to the city of Stockton. Before participating in the Nonprofit Capacity Building Program, Unbound Stockton was a fairly new educational nonprofit run by volunteer staff and volunteer board members. The Nonprofit Capacity Building Program helped the team strengthen its operations and commitment to long-term sustainability. After completing the program, they enhanced their financial plan, grew their support base, and Unbound Stockton Community School was officially approved as the newest charter school in our county. They expect to employ 12 full-time staff members by the opening of their school. Another participant in the Nonprofit Capacity Building Program is Concrete Development. The CEO of Concrete Development, Tony McNeil, shared, "If not for the Nonprofit Capacity Building Program, our nonprofit would not be where it is today. Our passion was simply not enough. We learned about infrastructure systems, budgeting, knowledge of board development, revenue, writing grants, and reporting. Today, we are fully dedicated to our mission and vision due to the knowledge we gained and support from the Nonprofit Capacity Building Program. Since graduating from the program, Tony and her second in command, Elizabeth, left their full-time jobs at another agency to pursue the expansion of their nonprofit exclusively. They now have dedicated office space, programming, full-time benefits, and insurance. See, Stockton is strategically investing in the development of our city. In 2023, we secured sponsorship and naming rights for the Stockton Adventist Health Arena and made major digital upgrades, changing the game for event opportunities in the city of Stockton. Stockton's Flavor Fest returned with record high attendance and won international awards for innovation and creativity. One of the most exciting family entertainment events was added last year through our brand new Stockton Lantern Festival, which welcomed thousands of visitors into the city of Stockton. And not to mention our great Stockton Ports team and our amazing Stockton Kings team for 2 years in a row, continuing to light the beam in Stockton, representing our great city in the NBA G League playoffs. Small businesses are the backbone of our economy, and our commitment to economic development is unmatched. In 2023, our city provided $508,000 of entrepreneurship grants, issued 3,574 new business licenses, established a food truck park ordinance, and removed restrictions for big box retail development within our city. Through our downtown business facade program, we have completed 39 storefront upgrades for small businesses in Stockton. We've completed 18 Clean City Initiative events, removing 3,780 tons, which is over 7.5 million pounds of trash and debris from the streets of Stockton last year alone. Providing free recycle events for Stockton residents, and replacing and repairing playground equipment throughout the city of Stockton at 12 parks. If you're a young person in the building, I want to ask you to stand. Well. I'm looking at some of you right now. Okay, I won't go there. Listen, to all the youth and young adults that are here today, I want you to know that I'm extremely proud of each and every one of you. I spent a lot of time over the years visiting you in your schools, and some of you I've seen on multiple occasions. And every time I walk away from an interaction with you all, regardless of how busy my day has been or how challenging my week has been, I always walk away inspired, encouraged, and full of hope. Don't ever give up on your dreams. Don't ever lose your voice. The only person that can ever take away your dreams or silence your voice is yourself. And I'm going to tell you, don't ever do that, because that's the greatest thing that you have. Let's give our young people a hand. You may be seated. The decisions that the city of Stockton make and the dollars that we spend are done with our youth in mind. In 2023, we made historic investments in the physical, mental, and recreational well-being of the youth in our city. This past year, the city of Stockton invested over $6 million in youth services, programming, and workforce development. 14 local nonprofits launched and expanded youth programs to serve our young people across the city. In addition, 284 youth and young adults were hired to work in our first ever City of Stockton Youth Jobs Program. This year, we have already hired workers for our Youth Employment Summer Success Program. And through the Big City Mayors Coalition, I've secured ongoing funding for the city of Stockton for us to be able to continue these programs. Under the umbrella of the San Joaquin County Office of Education, Greater Valley Conservation Corps is one of our 4 partners that help youth age 18 to 26 years old with academic instruction, employment opportunities, green job training, and overall life skills development. These young people are at a fork in the road, often looking for opportunities to make a change, to better themselves, or just simply unsure of which pathway to take next. You see, GVCC is making a positive impact in the hearts and lives of our youth and young adults. There's 2 young people that I want to share their story, and it's Brent Holloway. See, Brent started off as a corpsman with GVCC, gaining various work skills and completing several certification trainings. 10 months into his job as a corpsman, he was promoted to become a crew leader. When GVC started working with California State Parks, Brent, he led the crew to trail maintenance and habitat restoration. Brent has since been hired on with California State Parks, where he is working his way towards his goal of becoming a park ranger. Carlos Nadal. Carlos met GVCC staff while enrolled to complete his high school diploma with the San Joaquin County Office of Education's Comeback Kids program. Carlos works on special projects, teams with GVCC, which allows him experience with specialized equipment. Most recently, Carlos has been seen operating a bobcat, ditch witch, and chainsaw, all of which are incredibly valuable work skills. You see, Carlos has now been with GVCC for 8 months and graduated with his high school diploma in December of 2023. Now it's time to bring this thing home. Any narrative that life is doom and gloom in Stockton is simply not true, and we refuse to accept it. Together, we're making life-changing progress throughout our city. We are stronger, we are smarter, and we are more attractive to outside investments through collaboration and innovation. We're making meaningful progress in reducing homelessness and reducing crime and growing businesses throughout the city of Stockton. The pathway forward is simple: unity, consistency, and execution. We must build upon our city's firm foundation and passionately pursue progress to improve the quality of life for all Stocktonians. Every single one of us has a role to play in the future success of the city of Stockton. Your voice, your work, your desires, and your partnerships are essential to our city's continued success. Stockton truly is someplace special, and Stocktonians truly are built different. As your mayor, I am proud of the work that we have accomplished together, and I have an immense hope for the future of our great city of Stockton, California. May God bless each and every one of you. May God bless your businesses and your organizations. And may God bless our great city of Stockton, California. Thank you. Okay, keep standing. I like the way that looks. I'm just kidding. You could be seated. Now, if you can hang on just for a little bit longer, we're going to transition to the recognition of individuals throughout the city of Stockton who are receiving a key to the city today. And one of the things that, before we do that, one of the things that I did in my first year as mayor is I made sure that at the State of the City address, every single council member had the opportunity to recognize and award a key to the city to somebody within our community that they felt deserved that honor this past year. So I'm going to kick it off tonight with my key to the city recipient. And then the Vice Mayor, Kimberly Wormsley, is going to follow me. And then we're going to go from there. We're going to proceed in council district order, if that makes sense. I would like to invite Georgia Brownlee to begin to make her way up here. As she's making her way up here, I would just like to say that Georgia is a special soul, known and loved by all as Mom, Auntie, Grandma, and the leader of Sierra Vista. Georgia is the one everyone calls when there's a need in her community. And if you're in the room and you know Georgia, she has given you a phone call as well. And everyone knows that when Georgia calls, you answer. Georgia, you are a force to be reckoned with. Your compassion, courage, and endurance and tenacity are what makes you the person we all know and love. Thank you for your dedication, your life to serve some of our greatest needs in our city each and every day. We love you. We appreciate you, and I truly believe your legacy will impact Stockton families for generations to come. It's an honor and a privilege to award you, Georgia Brownlee, with the 2024 Key to the City Award. Now, I told her she had a time limit, okay?
I ain't gonna
now,
take all
Georgia,
day.
you got to behave up here.
Okay, I will.
Okay? All right, now. Go ahead.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Well, afternoon. First of all, I would like to thank God, who's the head of my life. And if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be standing here today. All the trials and tribulations I have faced in my life, God has brought me through. And I give him all the glory. I serve my community because I know what it feels like to struggle. I am a survivor of domestic violence and a recovering addict. And on May 4, 2024, I will celebrate 26 years of sober and free from addiction. I am very honored to receive this award. When I heard that Mayor Kevin Lincoln nominated me, I was humbled, I was excited, and a little bit nervous. And I don't know why I was nervous, but I was nervous. I told him I serve my community and the city of Stockton from my heart. I don't do it for recognition. So it is an incredible honor to be recognized like this, and I truly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I love helping others. It is my lifelong passion. I go into some areas of our city and people say, George, you went over there? And I say, yes. And they're saying, you wasn't scared? I say, no. There are people just like us, and we just like we are. And if they need help, I am here to help them. I am the president of Sierra Vista Resident Council under San Joaquin County Housing Authority. And I want to give a shout out to Peter Rashdale and Tom Gerber. San Joaquin Housing Authority has always been there for me by my side. Anything I throw at them, they were like, Georgia, do it. Just go for it. So I really appreciate you guys for that. And I am a mother of 2 and a grandmother of 6. For over 24 years, I've been serving my community with my all. This is what I always done, and this is what I always will do. Thank you for choosing me to receive this award today. I am truly grateful and thankful. Thank you. Oh, what?
You know we got to take photos right here. Come on, now. Get that phone out the way.
Okay, well, move it on out the way. Then move the cane too, huh? The cane is there. Thank you, thank you. Grab that. I got escort, y'all. I got that for you.
Now I'd like to invite to the stage our Vice Mayor of a great city, Stockton, California, Vice Mayor Kimberly Wormsley.
Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to introduce Geneva Haynes. She serves as the Executive Director of the Mary Magdalene Community Service and is an exceptional social worker and advocate for social justice in Stockton. Ms. Geneva has dedicated decades of her life fighting for equality and ensuring access to vital services for all individuals, regardless of their background. Ms. Geneva's impact on advancing social justice is evident through her instrumental role in the development and implementation of the Mental Health Service Act. This groundbreaking act has significantly improved mental health services and resources in our community, providing much-needed support to those in need. She has also made significant contribution to our county's public health department, leading advancements in public health initiatives and the enhancement of services that benefit the well-being of our community. Recently, Ms. Geneva's dedication and tenacity has paved the way for the creation of Stockton's community-based Native American and African American specialty mental health clinics. This milestone achievement is a testament to her grit and commitment to addressing the specific needs of diverse communities and ensuring that everyone has access to appropriate and culturally rooted sensitive care. Ms. Geneva, your passion, your creativity, your tenacity has made an impact on our healthcare access system throughout our community. Thank you so much for investing in the well-being of Stocktonians for decades to come. It is an honor and it is much of a privilege to award you, Ms. Geneva Haynes, with the 2024 Key to the City. Thank you.
Wow. I'm Geneva Haynes. I'm associate pastor at Greater Christ Temple Church. I'm a mother of 2, and I have probably 15 adopted children. At least they've adopted me, and I turned around and adopted them. I am honored. I'd like to thank the mayor, Mayor Lincoln, and yes, Vice Mayor Kimberly Wormsley, a woman who has such great passion for this city. When she called me, I was so honored and taken back at the opportunity. Thank you for seeing fit to nominate me, Ms. Wormsley, and thank you for this prestigious award that's being given on today. I would like to acknowledge my husband who is with me, Andrew Haynes, who has walked by my side, my children, Janessa, Gail, and my son, Dwayne Sanford. We sent Janessa to law school, and she's made a decision to go to missionary work. And I had said, I wish she had told us before we put all the money into law school that she was going to go to Brazil and do missionary work. But to God be the glory for the great things he's doing even in her life. I would like to as well honor and appreciate the passionate men and women that are on the city council. To those of you that hear the vision that the mayor and the vice mayor provides and then runs with that vision, I celebrate you and I honor you. Mary Magdalene is a nonprofit that's been in place since 2005, providing services to some of our most disenfranchised individuals. We are a recipient, an excited recipient of the youth grant that our mayor was talking about, and we work through My Brother's Keeper, an initiative that was developed by President Obama. We move that through the community, touching and reaching out to young men of color, helping them find leadership in themselves and helping redirect them in a course that would send them on to opportunities for self-development and self-growth. We work with probation, San Joaquin County Probation, working with individuals that are coming out of state prison, reducing recidivism in our community. We work with child welfare. We work with families that are working on reunification, trying to get families back together, but providing a wholeness and a support to those parents so that they can better parent their children and provide a resource to their children. We are so excited about First Fives program that we have as we work with African-American young mothers, first-time young mothers, as we walk them along the path of parenting and provide them with skill sets so that they are better parents and moving them toward early literacy for their children. Yes, we are excited as we work with behavioral health. Behavioral health has given us an opportunity to work with now African Americans who have serious mental illness. We are excited because we just came on board to become a certified Medi-Cal provider in the city of Stockton, the first African American agency to become a certified. Yes, can we clap it up? Can we clap it up? Yes, yes, yes. We love this agency and the opportunity that I have been given to serve. I've got about 35 staff that are working with us at Mary Magdalene. And as I begin to end really this piece of my conversation, I would love for it to be said of me, and I would love of it to be said of Mary Magdalene staff, that when we saw you hungry, we gave you meat. That when we saw you thirsty, we gave you to drink. That when we saw a stranger, we took that stranger in. That when you were naked, we clothed you. When you were sick, we visited you. When you were in prison, we came unto you. We would love for that to be said of us and certainly of me at Mary Magdalene Community Services. Thank you, and thank you. Thank you. You're cute. Come on. You can have a picture with the mayor.
Now I'd like to invite to the stage our fearless leader of Council District 1, Michelle Padilla.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Chamber. I have the great pleasure of introducing my 2024 recipients, founders of the HOPE program. In 2018, 3 women got together in response of a nursing shortage impacting our community. At that time, students would attend and graduate from local nursing schools and then leave to higher paying areas to work as registered nurses. These women believed it was time to create a pathway that would strategically educate, develop, and believed it was time, educate and develop to keep nurses in our county. In partnership with healthcare employers, educators, workforce developers, community leaders, the HOPE program was officially born. As a result of this program, an accelerated degree of nursing was created. Over 100 students have entered the program, and the 4th cohort will graduate in May. These students, who would likely not have been admitted into a traditional nursing program, are now employed at healthcare facilities throughout our county and are representing the community they serve. Thank you for your passionate and innovative service to our community. The HOPE program is changing the trajectory of Stockton residents and families for decades to come. It is my honor and privilege to award Dr. Anitra Williams, Lisa Lucchesi, and Julie Kay with the 2024 Key to the City. Thank you.
So I'd like to start out, so I'm Anitra Williams. I'd like to start out by, of course, giving thanks and honor to the Most High. I'd also like to acknowledge who I call my Delta College sisters. So we've been in nursing for some decades now. So Julie Kay, give a wave to the audience, as well as Miss Lisa Lucchesi, both whom have long-standing careers at San Joaquin Delta College. And my day job, I have the privilege of serving at St. Joseph's Medical Center here in town under the leadership of Mr. Donald J. Wiley. I want to thank him for supporting all my extracurricular activities, because this has definitely been a labor of love. So again, as the architects of the program, I'd like to extend gratitude to Health Force Partners. They were the convening, it started with Lita Wallach, so she brought industry as well as academia together to try to solve, or at least come up with plans to improve some of the looming workforce challenges that we were likely to see. As nurses, Julie Kay, Lisa Lucchesi, and myself, we chose to co-lead our healthcare team. Within 2 hours, we designed a pathway alongside Mr. Aaron Mata of Health Careers Academy, where we were able to allow 10th grade students at Health Careers Academy to be dually enrolled at San Joaquin Delta College with the prescriptive plan to become registered nurses. Well, about a year or so later, once that news had got out, I was challenged by one of our emergency department technicians, and she said, Dr. A, you do cool things for people in the community. It's great what you're doing for kids. I've got a 17-year-old and 16-year-old, but what are you gonna do for people like me? People that have been faithful working here at St. Joseph's Medical Center for 17 years. We've taken all of our nursing prerequisites, and yet we keep getting denied year after year after year because we don't have 4.0 GPAs. It doesn't mean we're not gonna be great nurses. We absolutely will be great nurses, but we weren't born with the silver spoon in our mouth. Some of us have to work 1, 2, 3 jobs. And so that story, I challenged her. I said, well, prove to me there's more of you out there. Within 24 hours, I had 30 applications from individuals that worked within my walls at St. Joseph's Medical Center. Came back to the think tank team and shared with them, and they're like, really? And Lisa, I called her the voice of reason. She's like, you and Julie, slow down. I've got to make sure that we're not doing anything illegal. And so once she figured out that we were dotting our I's and crossing our T's, in 2019, we presented our plan for the HOPE incumbent to several chief executive officers, which included Representative representation from St. Joseph's Medical Center, Adventist Health, Kaiser, as well as community medical clinics. To make a very long story short, we chose to name this program HOPE, Helping Our People Elevate, because after speaking to 50+ parents, telling them about this opportunity and how their children could elevate into a profession such as nursing, the room was filled with hope. So while showering, I was like, helping our people elevate. That's going to be the name of the program. And in 2020, our first cohort started of incumbent workers. To date, we're on cohort 5. The Board of Registered Nursing has blessed that we continue this program through Delta College. We also caught the attention of the Chancellor's Office, so San Joaquin Delta College will be leading and collaborating as we attempt to expand this innovative model throughout the state of California. And just to go back to what Councilmember Padilla shared, these are individuals that, sure, they may not have a 4.0 GPA, but they have taken and met every single requirement for them to become registered nurses. And instead of paying $100,000+ to a private institution, they're looking for an opportunity to enter into a nursing program where it's affordable so that they can change the trajectory of their family. And we've been able to do that. So to date, 64 graduates, a couple of our HOPE students are in the audience that are now RNs working in our emergency departments as well as our ICUs. Our 4th cohort graduates in May, and then our 5th next year. So again, I want to extend my thanks and gratitude to the chambers, to City Council Member Michelle Padilla for being interested in learning about the work that we're doing. We also, as the speaker said before, we don't do it for the recognition. We're doing it to offer hope to our community and to change lives. So thank you for being here. Thank you for believing in us, and let's continue to elevate our people.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to invite to the stage our leader of Stockton's 2nd Council District, the longest tenured council member that we have. And he leads the city in representing us, not only in the state of California, but nationally when it comes to policy. So Councilmember Dan Wright.
Good afternoon, everyone. Most of you know that prior to my political life, I worked in education for 38 years. I was fortunate enough to spend 8 of those years as an elementary school principal, which in my opinion is the very best job in education. What makes it so great, not just the students, but the opportunity to work with amazing teachers. I'm here today to introduce one of the very best, Ms. Priscilla Wyatt. Ms. Wyatt attended Stockton Unified Schools. Fair Oaks doesn't exist anymore, but Fair Oaks Elementary, Fremont Middle School, again, it doesn't exist anymore, and Franklin High School. Go Jackets. Okay. And she received her teaching credential here as well from the University of the Pacific. She then began a teaching career that spanned 50 years. The last 45 at one school, Commodore Stockton Skills School. I had the opportunity to be her principal for 4 years in the late 90s. She's admired for her ability to work with the creative side of the brain. I can personally vouch that Ms. Wyatt's students learn all the basic skills. They do very well on standardized tests, but they also learn music, needlework, performing arts, everything that other side of the brain works on. Talk to one of her former students, whether they be 9 or 59 years old, and they'll tell you that 1, she was their favorite teacher, and 2, that they felt like she gave them more attention than any of the other students. You can ask any one of her 1,500 students that she taught over that 50-year career. And that extended beyond the classroom. If you go to Commodore, and you go out to the playground, you're more likely than not going to find Miss Wyatt playing with the students. Foursquare, basketball, whatever they're doing, she's helping. Everybody loves and respects her. Students, parents, fellow teachers, administrators, superintendents. I could go on for another hour telling you stories about Miss Wyatt, and tell the truth, some of you were worried that I would. But let's do this instead. Thank you, Priscilla, for your lifelong commitment to Stockton students. Your legacy will live on through your students long after your retirement. It's my honor and my privilege to award the 2024 Key to the City of Stockton to you. Thank you.
Good afternoon to the Honorable Mayor Kevin Lincoln, council members, city officials, and all who are present on this beautiful day. The voices of a million angels cannot express my gratitude for all that I am and ever hope to be. I owe it all to thee. For to God be the glory for the things he has done. I am humbled and honored by Councilman Dan Wright, who is also one of my many principals at Commodore Stockton Skills School, that he would choose me to receive the Key to the City of Stockton. And to you, I say thank you. I would like to thank all those who have gone on before, my grandfather, Willie Moore, Sr., my parents, Mr. and Mrs. Felix Wyatt, Sr., and my stepfather, Rufus Hearns, my siblings, my pastor, and other family members for the encouragement and support along this journey. I would also like to thank the late Cordy Sims Easter, who was one of my Sunday school teachers and one of my many principals at Commodore Stockton Skills School. I would like to thank Dr. Louise Bachtel of UC Davis, Dr. Juanita Curtis of UOP for encouraging me to pursue this field of study. Thank you to the late Mrs. Barbara Chan and Mr. Ed Shiley for allowing me to student teach in their classrooms and learn from them. Thank you to all my colleagues, friends, former teachers, administrators, as well as family and friends in the audience, along with my present principal, Mr. J.P. Wheeler, for your support and help. I've had some good days. I've had some hills to climb. I've had some weary days and a whole lot of sleepless nights. But when I think about all the students that I have been able to change their lives, all of my good days have outweighed my bad days, and I won't complain. For children are our greatest resource. Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to invite to the stage our leader of Council District 3, Councilmember Michael Blauer.
Good afternoon. Well, first of all, I'd like to start by thanking Mayor Kevin Lincoln for giving me and my fellow council members this opportunity to recognize such worthy individuals in our community. I'm very excited. I'm just pumped for my recipient, just a powerhouse in our community and a very persuasive individual. I have to say, there's not very many people that could have talked me into getting into a dance contest, and Jill did that. And when Jill calls and asks you to do something, you want to do it. So, as my recipient, Jill Faso Antonini. Jill is known and loved throughout our community as the dog rescuer. Her heart for animals is like no other. On any given week, Jill has a house full of strays and foster pets because she simply will not let them suffer alone on the streets. This heart is what led her to the work she has committed her life to. Jill's passion for animals began as a young girl, and she began rescuing animals as soon as she received her driver's license. Throughout her life, she has served in several community service roles, handling fundraising, marketing, and hosting events to benefit various organizations in San Joaquin County and beyond. Most notably, Jill joined and has been a driving force for the Animal Protection League, a nonprofit advancing animal welfare through education and providing resources for animal well-being and low-cost and free spay and neuter services. Jill says, "We envision a community where all dogs and cats are treated with respect and kindness, and where affordable care allows animals to stay with their owners, living a disease and cruelty-free life." Last month, we celebrated the ribbon cutting for the Animal Protection League Wellness Clinic and Mobile Spay and Neuter Bus. Jill, your commitment to animal care in Stockton is not only inspiring, but also makes a huge impact on Stockton families and their furry family members. Thank you for your drive, initiative, and perseverance for the sake of Stockton's pets. It is an honor and a privilege to award you, Jill Faso Antonini, with the 2024 Key to the City.
Thank you, Councilmember Blower, City Council, Mayor. My heart is brimming with gratitude and humility at this moment. This recognition is not just a personal honor, but a testament to the collective compassion and dedication of a community that values the welfare of all living beings. It is one of my life's greatest blessings to be a voice for the voiceless and provide hope to the helpless. Every life saved, every heart healed, and every wagging tail is a reminder of the power of love and kindness. This work takes a village. It wouldn't be possible without the unwavering support of my fellow advocates, volunteers, colleagues, board members, donors, and most importantly, my friends and family who probably never thought they would find themselves knee-deep in the world of animal rescue. Add a very special shout out to my husband and my son, whose understanding-ish even amazes me. Please remember, the next time you see an animal in need, you can make the difference, and you may be just their only hope. For saving one dog will not change the world, but surely for that dog, their world will change forever. Thank you again from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for loving this city as much as I do. And remember to adopt, don't shop. Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to invite to the stage our leader of Council District 4, Susan Lenz.
Thank you. Unfortunately, my recipient could not be here today. She had business out of town, and when I told her about this, she was very, very disappointed that she could not be here today. But my Key to the City recipient this year is Mary Elizabeth Eberhardt. I'm sure many of you know her. I'm sure many small businesses have been helped by the Bank of Stockton. She, of course, is an officer at the Bank of Stockton. She's also on the Board of Regents at UOP. She's also involved in many, many local charities in Stockton. I've served on a couple boards with her, and I know her family tradition is give back to Stockton, give back to our city. So her grandfather, her father, her mother, they're all giving, her family, her siblings. So that is who I chose, Mary Elizabeth Eberhardt. So thank you.
And now I would like to invite to the stage our leader of Council District 5, Brando Villapudua.
Thank you, Chamber. Thank you, the Mayor. These decisions are not easy to make, really not. Next year, I'm going to do a raffle because it's tough. All right, so my nominee this year for the Key to the City is my good friend, Pandora Crowder. Pandora began her journey in Stockton in July of 2012. Immediately upon her arrival, she knew she was finally home. Shortly after moving to Stockton from the Pacific Northwest, Pandora, her husband, her children moved to Conway Homes. Pandora's life to this point was full of hardship, anxiety, and deep grief. Having battled addiction and the loss of both her parents, a move to Stockton launched Pandora and her family to a new beginning here in Stockton. Pandora quickly began serving Conway community as part of the residential council, advocating for speed bumps, crosswalks, stoplights, and many more things. She's helped host the first Thanksgiving turkey giveaway and began working with nonprofits and the city council to gather support for outreach in her community. Pandora now serves as the president of the Conway Homes Resident Council, where she daily serves the needs of our community, providing access to resources, encouraging community engagements, and sources of guidance to the residents in need of a helping hand. Pandora, your passion for our community comes from the heart of gratitude and selfless services. Thank you for being a friend for the community, our Stockton residents and the families of Hope. Your commitment is greatly appreciated. It is honored and privileged to award you. Pandora Crowder, you are the 2024 Key to the City for District 5.
Okay, I'm gonna try and do this and not cry, you guys, okay? First of all, I wanna say thank you to Mr. Villapudua and Mayor Lincoln and all city staff. You guys are great with all of my foot stomping and demanding, and I appreciate you all so much. First and foremost, I'm a resident of Conway Homes, so what I do voluntarily. What my family puts up with is voluntarily most of the time. They give up and sacrifice a lot of evenings with me to help me or cook for themselves. But without my family, my husband James, my son Aaron, my daughter Ari, who's celebrating 13th birthday on Saturday. So thank you to my family. Thank you to the Housing Authority for always just putting up with my crazy, last minute, I want to do, go ahead. And then all of my partners, my friends, my family, just thank you for always standing with me, helping me up through the good and the bad and the ugly. We do great things, and we're going to continue to do great things. And I am very proud to say that when I moved to Stockton, I found my home, and I found my family. So I have no plans on leaving. Y'all are stuck with me. But thank you again so much. This is amazing. Thank you.
Okay, and we have one more Key to the City recipient. And I'm going to invite all of the council members to join me on the stage right now. And if I can get one of you to bring up the Key to the City for this next recipient, that would be great. Y'all don't have to stand so far away. We can get half on this side, half on that side. Get you in the frame. Okay. Okay. This key to the city is going to go to a gentleman by the name of Juan Heredia. Many of you might know who this gentleman is, and you may have known him either through business, his community service, but this gentleman also is a hero and has been in the news more recently. Born and raised in Argentina, Juan started his diving career in Argentina, later moving to Honduras and becoming a scuba diver instructor in Florida. Juan and his children moved to Stockton in 2012, where he became a real estate agent and general contractor, driving professionally in his free time. He married his wife Mercedes in 2020, and their family has passionately served Stockton through various community events, business work, and helping out whenever possible. On March 19th of 2024, Juan felt the call to put his diving expertise into action. When a grieving mother pleaded for help finding her son who went missing in the Calaveras River. With permission from the mother and local public safety departments, Juan geared up and entered the river with one goal, bringing peace and closure to a mother in agony. Within 30 minutes of his dive, Juan located 15-year-old Xavier Martinez. Juan thanks God for guiding him on this dangerous mission and for bringing his son back to his mother for one last kiss goodbye. Juan, you are truly a hero to everyone in the city. Your actions were selfless, courageous, and without hesitation. You are the definition of a good Samaritan, and I thank God that you answered the call that day. Thank you, Juan, for using your skills to bring peace and closure to the family of Xavier Martinez. It's an honor and a privilege, myself and the City Council, to recognize you, Juan Heredia, with the 2024 Key to the City Award. This one's for you.
Thank you.
Please share your words.
A disclosure here, my English is not good looking. So it's a huge honor to be here. I want to thank you, Mayor Kevin Lincoln, for choosing me for this award. I want to thank our Chief of Police, Stanley McFadden. Not everyone knows this, but when I found the son, we called his personal phone, and he still picked up the phone right away to help us. I want to thank my kids, because after the 6-day search was called off, and I told them we need to do something, they were the first person to pack up our equipment and go for the dive. With Camila as my support from shore and Matias as my backup diver, they were my heroes that day. I'm not a hero, they are my heroes. And my wife, she lost her son almost a year ago. To this day, Brian was only 20 years old. That was her son. And also, Brian drowned in a canal here in Stockton. Can you imagine the pain of reliving that moment? But she didn't hesitate when it was time to help. I believe there was no better person to console Amanda pain for losing her son, Xavier Martinez. The mom is here with us in our table. My wife is here with us, and she's my hero. She was with a mom, and that was something that I never saw before. Two moms having the same pain, that was heartbreaking. Thank you so much, and this award is for Xavier Martinez. Thank you.
Well, we're on the last page. We're almost done. We're on the home stretch. Yay. I tell you what, that was just an inspiring thing with the mayor and the city council and then the keys to the city recipients and our hero. Just very, very inspiring people. So thank you to the mayor. Rest assured that all present and those who will see the media coverage from today will look forward to a better and stronger Stockton as we all work as one. Thank you again to all who made this day possible. Let's give a big round of applause to Papa Pablo's one more time for their staff for a delicious lunch and great service. A big thank you to Utility Telecom for the Wi-Fi that we're using today. Thank you to Kevin Wright of Kevin Wright Productions team for the great audio visual and for hosting the live stream of the event. Thank you to the Port of Stockton for hosting this event and for their staff and all of their hard work in making this shed look great. Truly fantastic. And on your way out, please make sure to thank our sponsors for being such an important part of our community. And thank you all for your attendance and support. Thank you very much.